What makes a sport a sport?
Is it inversely correlated to the amount of beer you can drink and still play it?
Hey there, I'm Todd, and this is my best friend Todd.
Back in college, we had a radio show named TNT. Fast forward a couple of decades, and here we are reunited because everybody's got a podcast, right?
Welcome to the Todd Pod.
We're here to dissect pop culture, throw in our 2 cents on the latest in movies and sports, and maybe talk some history and news.
When was the last time you played golf? Was it with a frisbee?
Who do you think you are? I am!
We will answer all those questions and more on this episode of the Todd Pod.
We need to figure out if the sport you're good at is actually a sport or if it's just a drunken hobby from your days in the front lawn of the frat house. And you know who you are.
But before we do, hit that like and subscribe button and leave a comment on other topics you want to hear now.
Let's get that dirt out! There are sports that are not real sports. Basically what they are, they're sports for people who are not talented enough to play the sports the fake sports are based on. I'll lump myself into this category. I can't play real golf. I'm not good at it.
So what do they do instead of real golf?
No, but I just
golf?
Well, frisbee golf is not real golf.
What a fantastic disc.
It's a fake sport.
Maybe. I think that requires some skill, though, to throw that I can't throw a frisbee worth anything.
Yeah, it does, because then you take the frisbee golf holes, you put them and then now they come out with what? Their professional frisbee golf disc, the professional discs for frisbee golf. I went to the one time. So listen, one time.
Okay, let's go through your list or whatever.
No, we were renting an Airbnb in Vegas, and it had a ping pong table in it, and we needed new paddles. So we found a place that sold ping pong paddles, and we go in, and it's not ping pong, it's table tennis, and the paddles were $200.
What's the difference?
Well, I'm going to tell you the difference, because these paddles were weighted for pencil grip or inverted fist or something, and it's like stop, time out. I can go to Walmart and get new paddles for like $5, and you want to charge me $200 for specially ball-bearing weighted paddles.
If you're a professional table tennis player, that's what you go for. You need the pencil grip.
Well, that's my point. If you're the Tiger Woods of frisbee golf, what are you doing? Pulling out the driver disc and shooting? That's not real. Just take a plastic frisbee and throw it around with your friends and call it what it is. It's like pickleball. Pickleball is tennis for fat, slow people.
You can have different weights on the frisbee. They can be curved a certain way. Maybe they've got an indenture in the bottom so you can get some more lift on that one.
Oh yeah. Tell me more. Tell me more about frisbee golf.
I don't know. Maybe there's
the thermal dynamics. Tell me more about the viscosity.
Maybe they're like bowling balls. You've got a 8-pound frisbee, and then you've got a 16-pound frisbee for.
That's another sport that's questionable. When the highlight is some 50-year-old guy going, "I'm him, right? Listen, if I know.
Wait. Are you talking about the guy? Are you talking about the pro bowler who was like, oh yeah, that guy? He said,
"Who's the man? I'm the man," or something. I don't know.
He said something like, "I am."
Strike to claim it. A strike to claim it. And he got it!
That is right, I did it! That's number 5! Are you kidding me? That's right! Who do you think you are? I am! Damn it, right!
I mean, it didn't make any sense.
But is that it? So that's the best part. In that moment, there's a lifetime of frustration of being picked on for being a professional bowler. His whole life, right?
And then
it's like
he bowls that one strike.
Right. It's like that moment in Kingpin when Bill Murray wins $1 million and he's like, I'm finally rich enough that I can get out of anything I want. I'm above the law.
Mm-hmm.
I'm above it all. So you're
wait, here it goes.
Right?
Who do you think you are? I am. What does it mean? I am.
He's so high on bowler's crack that he can't even trash talk appropriately. It's so good.
Oh gosh.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was Pete Weber. He was a really good bowler. I mean, he's still.
Oh yeah,
Everybody
what was he,
likes the
60
best.
when he did that?
Yeah. Who do you think you are? I am.
If it's a real sport, you peak at age 28 as a male.
Well, I guess. I guess.
So
Well, maybe he was in the senior league. Was he in the senior league? I don't know.
I am. Okay, great. Whatever. Bro, if I know guys that are my age and older that are bowling perfect games, come on.
I had a friend who could bowl 300 and he was like 17. I thought he should be a pro bowler. He never became a pro bowler.
Why would you not be a pro bowler if you're bowling 300s? It's the highest score you could possibly get.
I don't know. He just didn't want to do it. I mean, he bowled 300s all the time. He was like a bowling prodigy. I didn't get it.
What was the issue? You couldn't use bumpers in the pros?
I think he was just I think he just didn't have any drive to do anything with his life. I think he turned out to be a fine person.
A fine person who could be any pro at the age of 17.
He was good. I worked in a bowling alley in a snack bar, and this guy knows who I'm talking about. He's one of my good friends.
When you did, I think I remember when you had that job. Somebody was like, Todd Wilson works in a bowling alley at the snack bar. His job is to get the dust off the pizza before it goes in the warmer.
I worked with Carol and Fran at the bowling alley, and I could make cheeseburgers really well, and one guy said that's the best cheeseburger you ever tasted. So what does that tell you? I made the best cheeseburgers that were ever tasted in a bowling alley.
Not a real sport. Frisbee going. This pickleball thing that
any sport where you can eat cheeseburgers and beer.
right. This is the pickleball. It irritates me beyond belief when I'm skating through the channels and 4 ESPN channels are taken up by pickleball tournaments, which is usually what happens in February.
That has to be I think pickleball has some skill involved.
Really?
It has to be. I mean,
What?
Is this where they hit it off the wall and?
No, that's racquetball.
No, but I thought pickleball was the same. Is this where they have tiny net?
It's a tiny tennis court with like a dead tennis ball and like paddles.
They use paddle? Okay.
Yeah, if it's the number one sport at the Villages in Florida, you know it's not. You're not. Come on.
Okay, I guess. I don't know. What about shuffleboard?
That's but that's a casual thing.
What about curling?
Curling's a real sport. Why?
A real sport? Why?
Because it's in the Olympics and the Canadians invented it. Or the Norwegians or something.
That's not how it works. They're brushing the ice.
That's for traction and durability and speed. The stones are huge. You ever try to move big stones?
Are they heavy?
Are
they heavier than their? Because it just looks like they're just sliding and then they slide. Why are they brushing all the time?
It makes the stone go faster or slower so that when you spin it, you can get a turn because the lane that they're on is like 40 yards.
When they're brushing that stuff.
That's because of the camera angle.
It just looks like they're brushing, and the whole point is just don't hit the stone as you're brushing. The stone's still going like that.
You have to yell
like
really
this.
loud.
Straight.
You have to yell really loud when you're doing it.
What do you yell?
The person who pushes it has to yell at the sweeper.
What do they say? Sweep left, or what do they say? How do they?
They say, pickleball's not a real sport.
Okay.
That's what they yell.
I actually like watching curling. I'd probably like watching pickleball.
I have been known to watch a couple hours of Olympic curling myself.
What about darts?
Darts is a real sport. Have you seen these dart tournaments?
Darts at a bar drinking beer.
You can't, but you can do a lot of things in a bar drinking a beer. Darts, How many times have you hit triple 20s with all 3 darts? Do you know anybody that can
Lots.
do you
I've
know
done it
anybody
lots
that
of
can do
times.
that?
Done it lots of times. Yeah, that's pretty difficult.
It's darn near impossible.
By the way, I was reading about some darts championship like in England,
That's
and
the only place they have them.
and they dress up as babies and all kinds of weird costumes, and they go like completely insane for this championship. I don't know. They dress up as babies and they probably
That's weird.
drink milk. I don't know what they do, but they just go insane for that dart game. Do they call it darts or do they call it like something else?
Pointy things.
No, the English have real weird names for things sometimes.
Well, they call an elevator a lift.
What do they
a
call
lorry.
pool? They call it snooker. Snooker.
Snooker, yeah.
What's the billiard game y'all do that sounds like a brand of cookies?
Snooker?
That's it. That's the one, yeah.
But no, I think snooker's actually a different setup.
Is pool a real game? Is it a sport?
I don't know. Don't dead
I don't know what a
because
sport.
listen,
You
I
don't
don't
have
know
any
what-
definition of what a sport is or isn't. You're
If-
just saying it's not a sport because I don't like it.
No, what I'm saying is it seems like the adaptation of another sport that non-athletes do
Okay.
to make themselves feel like they're doing like I can't play golf like Tiger Woods, so let me
So
throw a
darts
frisbee.
is then an adaptation of archery.
Which is also something that fat guys can do in a pub. Like that's we've
But
talked
you
about
said
that
darts was a
before.
real sport.
I think it is.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense to me.
Well, it doesn't have to make sense to you. This is
I like
my
watching
world.
darts, but
Yeah. What's some other sports that people invented? There's this one. There's this one. It's actually impressive to watch, but it's just juggling. It's where they take a volleyball and they kick it on a ping pong ball table that's slanted.
yeah, that's what I was gonna talk.
Slam ball. No, slam ball's the one where they throw it into the trampoline. That's another non-sport.
Slam ball.
Th-
Where they're like they're running and they jump on the trampoline. To
No,
dunk
that
it.
no. It's a trampoline on the floor. It looks like a trampoline, but it's like netting, and you have a ball and you got to slam the ball into the netting, and it's got to bounce out, and somebody else has to slam it back into the netting. It's popular on college campuses in the mid-teens of the 21st century.
I've never heard of that. Hacky
Yeah.
sack, is that a real sport?
Barely, just barely. It's like dribbling a soccer ball
Yeah, it's a soccer
For-
ball.
for people.
I was never good at that. That's one thing.
At hacky
I not
sacking?
did. Yeah, the hacky sack is like squishy and it doesn't bounce or anything. I don't know.
That was popular for a time in high school. We'd sit around and hacky the sack.
I guess it's if you knew what dorks you look like, you wouldn't be doing it.
Listen, I gotta be honest with you. There are very few times in my life where I did know what types of dork I was or looked like. It was not something I knew very much about.
So we got hacky sacks, not a sport or barely a sport.
Borderline. I know world of
Well, no, let's talk about that. It was like I was watching from the Philippines, where they kick the ball, and you were talking about, you called it slam ball, but it's like ping pong with volleyball.
it's like
And they like use their heads and they don't use a
Right.
paddle, but they use like a soccer ball or whatever. And
I'm waiting for one of those guys to try to head slam it to the other side, miss the ball, and slam his head into the table and knock himself out. Every time I watch that.
I bet you there's clips on that already, probably. That seems like a very difficult sport right there. That's a sport.
That's difficult.
Okay.
We talked about
So we
getting
agreed
slapped
on
in the
that
face, slapped in the face as a
Is
sport.
slap a sport?
Super slap.
Super slap.
That's like cage fighting for people who can't cage fight
Yeah.
and have brain damage.
Is that a sport or is that like just a betting activity or like what would it be? Just
You do that
like a
activity. You
circus
do that activity.
show or something.
Too drunk to play darts.
It's like, yeah, no. After you've played darts, then you go to place. Then you go to Super Slap.
We could rank these sports on the level of intoxication you would need to be to still be successful at it. And the one you could still play after all was said and done would be pickleball. That's the one I hate the most.
No,
I hate pickleball.
no, you couldn't. You would need to be very sober to play pickleball. Pickleball.
But you don't have to be.
One that you don't have to be is the Super Slap.
Exactly.
You could have 40 beers in you and still.
Right. So that's on the far end, right? That's the far end. In fact, it was probably invented when you were on the far end, right?
Yeah.
45 tequilas in. Let's slap each other for fun. All right.
I want you to hit me as hard as you can.
And by the way, why is it the sports that you have to be completely intoxicated for are the same ones you dared each other to do at lunch in middle school?
You did slap contests in middle school?
We had a thing in middle school in 7th grade. We weren't slapping faces. It was like, let me punch this other guy in the arm as hard as I can. And then from there, I want to see whoever quits loses.
Holy crap. Are you okay?
No.
Is pencil break a sport?
No. But it's a very popular hobby. It's a very popular hobby.
No.
Jury says no.
Well, I mean, there's a whole, way to go about conditioning your pencil for pencil break, right? You'd take the eraser off, you'd bite the tip to get it into like a little axe shape.
But you know what the secret was? You know what the
secret was not to slap it, but to kind of bring your thumb down.
It was to secretly get a number 3 bamboo pencil, which was illegal, and then paint it up as a regular number 2.
Oh, okay. That was how you won those championships back in the day.
Now everybody watching this is like going on Amazon. They're like Googling, what was a number 3 bamboo pencil for pencil mark?
The edge.
But I looked that one up.
Oh man, and these things are just so the equipment for them so expensive. You go probably buy a pickleball paddle, and it's
god, yeah, because now
it's probably buy. This is a $500 pickleball paddle. The wood is from a forest fire in Sri Lanka.
Yeah, and the person buying it has to change his colostomy bag every 2 rounds because he can't even run.
Okay, that's a little.
It's going to change my game.
So
hold on.
Have we?
It's because I imagine everybody playing pickleball is 90 years old in the villages.
Pickleball. Well, I wonder if you could do like you could have pickleball, you could have shuffleboard, you could have frisbee bocce ball, and that could be like a pentathlon of.
And you'd have to drink a beer after each one.
You can't leave first until you chug a beer. Any man scoring has to chug a beer. You have to chug a beer at the top of all odd-numbered innings. Oh, and the 4th inning is the beer inning.
Hey, I know how to play softball.
And you can choose the order in which you're competing in each of these. So you line up the order of which you're competing in them, knowing full well that by the 7th or 8th one, you cannot be doing a lot of cognitive and balance stuff.
I wonder if there's any other sports we've left out.
Any of those Scottish strongman competitions where you have to toss a telephone pole or something, that's actually a sport.
That's a sport, yeah, where you got to lift the big rock up.
Right. What's not a sport, and they try to make it one, is that cheese race down the hill.
Where they just build whatever kind of contraption and just let gravity take over.
No, it's a town, I think in England or Scotland or something, or Ireland, and they just take a wheel of cheese and roll it down a hill, and a bunch of cheap people run after it. But it's the same hill.
They're not like riding the cheese or anything. They're just rolling down the hill.
It's
and whichever log makes it down first is the winner.
No, yeah, broken arms, whatever. It's the cheese race.
What
you
about
do that? That's
What about the running of the bulls? Is that a sport where you're putting your life in danger for?
No, that's just crazy.
Mountain climbing's a sport.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. It's because you're not faking that.
Mm-hmm.
But what's the fake version of mountain climbing?
You mean like in the gym on the
like for fat drunk people? What's the fake version of mountain climbing?
I don't know. What is it?
I said there's got to be, right? Because the fake drunk version of tennis is pickleball.
Fake version of mountain climbing, probably American
Ninja Warrior.
Gladiator. American Ninja Warrior.
Oh, God. And we were immediately sued by American Ninja Warrior, saying nobody's ever been drunk or fat doing our sport. Right?
No, that they're actually pretty. You have to be strong to do those.
Crazy athletic. You
have to be really athletic to do that for sure. So, American Ninja Warrior is a sport.
Yeah. This is a good summary. I'm sure we could go on and on, but
I'm saying if anyone knows
you've got your pickleball practice you have to get to.
I don't play that. How about karate? Karate's a sport, right?
Sure.
Okay, good. So yeah, that's it. If we left any off the list, let us know, because some people say poker's a sport.
A sport of the mind.
Yeah, because it takes skill, I guess, but I don't know about that. But anyways, if we've left anything off the list, let us know in the comments, and we will not do anything with them except read them. Maybe we'll comment back. Who knows? If you're lucky.
This is the Todd Pod.
We're out.